Hello, I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and today we're talking about your 401k and what to do with it if you've been laid off, furloughed, or dismissed from your job due to COVID-19. It's also possible that you've been offered early retirement or a buyout, or maybe you've just decided to resign from your position altogether. Many people are experiencing a lot of confusion and anxiety right now due to their employers cutting expenses and positions during this economic period. So regardless of your situation, if you're no longer contributing to your 401k or receiving your employer's match, now is a great time to weigh your options for what to do with it. Cashing out your 401k may be tempting, but before you do, let's talk about the current economic assistance program known as the CARES Act. It pertains to investors and their retirement accounts. With the CARES Act, investors can cash out up to $100,000 from their employer retirement savings without a penalty during the Act's COVID-19 provision timeline. But as with any withdrawal from a tax-sheltered retirement savings plan, ordinary income taxes are due on any distribution. The standard 10% early distribution penalty for those under 59.5 will not apply if you're impacted in any of these three ways. You or an immediate family member are diagnosed with COVID-19, or you're not able to work due to a lack of child care, or your job was eliminated, or they reduced operational hours, laid you off, or quarantined you, resulting in financial duress. If you are not impacted by these COVID-19 circumstances, you will be required to pay the 10% penalty on the withdrawal amount, and like always, the taxes due will be based on your tax rate. We don't know how the IRS will determine COVID-19 impacts, or if you'll need to prove and file specific forms at tax time. But cashing out your 401k also leaves you with less retirement income in the future, which is why I never recommend cashing it out, unless of course absolutely necessary. While leaving your 401k at your former employer may seem easier, there are many reasons why you should consider moving it out, however. First, you are not entirely in control of what happens to your 401k if your employer permanently closes, merges, or sells the business. In these situations, you have the right to your money, but you need to track the money with the custodian, which is the company that holds it. As easy as this should be, moving your money out of the retirement plan requires the signature of an authorized representative from your former employer to validate to the custodian that you no longer work there. If the company representative is no longer employed, they can't provide the required signature. This signature requirement can be tricky to obtain and will likely take some time on your part. Potentially, your money could be tied up in litigation for years. Second, leaving your 401k with your former employer may cost you more. Generally speaking, your employer pays part of the administrator fee while you're employed, but that's not required once you leave. Check with your HR department to determine if your fees will increase if you leave your 401k in the employer's plan. You may be paying more in fees than you realize by simply leaving it there. And finally, your investment options are limited. Most employers offer limited investment choices, which typically range between about 10 to 20 choices within the plan. The limited investment choices may not be tailored to your goals or give you the right mix of stocks and bonds to reach those goals. Another option is to roll your old 401k into your new employer's 401k. While this may seem easier and more consolidated, once again you're limited to the investment offerings within the plan, which may not match your investment goals. I always recommend seeking the advice of a trusted financial fiduciary, just like those we have at Trajan Wealth, who can better understand your financial situation and help customize a retirement plan that is tailored for you. We'll walk you through the paperwork and help make the stressful situation stress-free. There is another option to roll the 401k into an IRA, which I recommend is probably the best. As a fiduciary, Trajan Wealth has the experience and knowledge to help you with your 401k from your previous employers. So call us. We will navigate this with you. And until next time, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth. Take care.